Hey everybody, welcome in. It's me, Paul. If this is your first time, thank you for joining us. I realize there's probably nobody here. Oh, hey Nate. I apologize. There are people here, or at least one person. So we'll hopefully get some more people in the chat. Hello, Ian. And then we can get down and dirty and Scott, hello. Get down and dirty and into business and wrap up so you guys can get back to your Saturday festivities. Nick, Timothy, hello. I don't have a ton to go over today, so realistically, this entire stream is going to be all about the Retraktable Re-Launch. Hi, Alex. I don't blame you for that, actually. Like, I have had a hell of a time trying to connect to different streams, so I don't blame you. It can be really, really difficult. Hey, Jim, Sean. Boy, a bunch of people. Maybe we should do Saturday streams from now on. People are like, bam, bam, bam. So we're going to let a few more people come in. Like I was saying, this stream is going to be a lot about the Retraktable Re-Launch, as we're calling it. I'm going to go over, I'm going to show you guys a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to walk through some of the steps, hopefully give you guys a little bit of a timeline on it. And then we'll do a giveaway, you know, the whole, like, you guys throw questions at me and I try to answer them in a timely fashion type of thing. We'll try to do that too. So Raymond, yeah, it's, oh, this shirt. So I have a whole, let me move this. So I have a whole, there's four or five of these. I bought one a long, long time ago. This is from the clothing company Ranger Up. It's like a veteran-owned company. If you're into that stuff, I wear some of their shirts, but I like some of their more like less veteran-y, more like funny, tongue-in-cheek. They have this whole series of shirts that's cats on top of like blow-up horses. So it's like, but they're all like the four horsemen from the Book of Revelation, and they're different cats. The first one I bought was Behold, a Pale Horse was on the front, and it had like a horse you could barely see. It was like basically a shadow of a blow-up horse and the shadow of a cat, and on the back of it, it had the rest of the line, and on his back rode Death, I think is what it is. And then I basically wore that one to the point where it's like falling apart. And then they released three more that added the saying to the front instead of on the back. And I have two of the other three because I think the other one was sold out. So let's see. Hopefully that answers that question about the shirt, Alex. rangerup.com, I think, is the website. I actually forgot I had them. I was going through my shirt, through my closet today. I was like, oh, I haven't ever worn this shirt. Like I have, so I'll just wear it. There is an empty office today. Thankfully, there was an empty office yesterday too, though. So, yeah. So I don't know what's going on with if it's the streaming software. It's my connections. I have basically cobbled together this streaming suite, the 2-camera setup, based off of a whole bunch of videos that I watched and far too much time invested in it, with kind of like a mid-tier system, a couple of Sony mirrorless cameras, an ATEM Mini Blackmagic based switcher that lets me switch between the two and eliminates the need to have separate capture cards. But I think there's something either between the ATEM Mini or the fact that those two try to transport through one like USB-C port. But it just sometimes the software for whatever reason just flickers. I don't know if it's the video. I don't know. I've been on chat with them. I've used other softwares. It doesn't do it in like Zoom or like really basic software programs. It's like Streamlabs and OBS Studio and some of the other streaming platforms that like Twitch users use. So anyway, so we'll see how this goes. There's a decent amount of you in here, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to officially say hello. Hi, welcome. I'm Paul. If you have no idea who I am, I write the newsletter. I build the products on the website. I do all the copywriting. I do most of the product planning. I do the YouTubes, as you can see. I'm in charge of wholesale and inventory, a whole bunch of things. Like we wear a whole bunch of hats, but that's kind of like my main responsibilities. So hello, Matt and Chris. So that's who I am. And today, so we try to do a monthly YouTube live stream. I know there's some people here that I've never seen before, so I'm kind of explaining things a little bit more. Maybe you've watched some of the live streams on replay, which is great. Awesome. I would really, anytime you guys watch the content, it's great. I feel, I don't sit here just to talk for my own health. I'm trying to provide something for people that watch it here during the live stream or people that watch it afterwards. So hopefully there's a decent amount of you that get something out of the live streams, whether we're talking about something new or going over a recap or something like that. So if you don't subscribe to our YouTube channel, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's not monetized in any way, so we don't make any money off of growing our subscription list, but it lets us know that the content we're putting out is something that you guys would want. So the more people we see on there, the better, at least for me. Oh boy, Aaron, I'm sorry that it's 2 a.m. Hopefully you can stay awake through all of it. So without further ado, let's kind of get into the main topic. And first off, let me drop nope, I don't want to do that. Let me drop the giveaway link in the chat, and then I will and then I'll pin it to the top. So there's a link pinned at the top for a Google Forms. Let me make sure that you guys can fill it out too. There's so many different settings on these forms that you have to change. All right, so there we go. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and clicking the link. Go ahead and click the link. It's pinned at the top. We're going to do a giveaway of some of the items that I'm going to show off here. I don't know, 1, 2, 3. I don't know. It just kind of depends on how I feel. But basically what I'm going to go through today is all about the retractable mechanical pencil relaunch. So if you've been around a long time, you know that we've frequently been asked to do mechanical pencils, and we did a test. We made a test mechanical pencil in 2017-ish, sold between 300 and 500 of those. There's some of you in chat that have some. I know for a fact. Nate, I think, has one, or if he didn't, or if he doesn't anymore, I'm pretty sure he did. They were very clunky. They required us to make a whole bunch of different spacers and extra parts and use springs to get things and tear existing click mechanisms apart and then re-put them back together. And it was basically a great big pain in the ass. And realistically caused us to kind of shelve the concept for a shoot for like 2 years, basically. It kind of just sat on the back burner because realistically we also didn't know how viable the product was. mechanical pencils as a whole, even if you look at some of the Kickstarter campaigns, don't do nearly as well as pens do. Even they don't do even nearly as good as fountain pens do. So it was real difficult for us to do. We decided to push through it, and we launched the retractable. Oh boy, when was it? 2019 or 2020? I don't remember if it was pre-COVID or post-COVID. So you'll have to forgive me on that one that I don't know off the top of my head. But we basically re-engineered the whole concept. We went to a different Schmidt insert, a thread-in insert. We added 2 different sizes in terms of diameter pencil. We have the standard and the slim, which is kind of more the traditional pencil size, and then even traditional mechanical pencil size. We reverse engineered a click mechanism. We didn't reverse engineer a click mechanism. We engineered our own click mechanism based off of the current retract click mechanism. It's not actually a click mechanism for the pencils. It's a push button mechanism. So we basically engineered one that had the same external specifications, used the same thread pitch, looked the same, would function the same, basically without the stop down and then retracting and actuating mechanism that there is in our retractable, or in the retract pencil or retract pen click mechanism. So excuse me. So we had a ton of issues with that first batch of retractables. They got here late. A whole bunch of them were damaged. Out of something like 2,700 pencils, half of those were usable. And those are the ones we did the first launch with. And it kind of took the wind out of our sails in terms of like doing that, seeing that through the rest of the iterations for the retractable mechanical pencil project, because it was just so difficult and there was so much product loss. We weren't able to get samples out to reviewers or give them a timeline for a launch because everything was pushed back due to them being damaged or needing to be re-anodized. So it just was like, we launched it, we put it up on the website, and we're just like, you know what, whatever, we're done with it. And then at the beginning of this year, when we sat down to plan out this year, we're like, you know what, let's go ahead and finish the project. Let's do a brass and a copper version. We'll do the brass and the copper push button mechanisms. And then the leftover aluminum ones will get anodized or Cerakote in a whole bunch of different custom colors. And we'll allow for some customization. And so that's kind of where we landed, and we basically pushed through it all this year. And so now we're basically at like, the launch is this week officially. Now what day this week? It was supposed to be Monday, but building all the pages and doing the launch, it's likely not going to be Monday. It's probably going to be sometime later in the week. So, let me switch over. I'm going to show off some of the versions that we're going to have available, and then kind of talk through some of the product. All right, so here's this is 4 different pens, 6 different iterations that you're going to be able to purchase, or some of you will be able to purchase. I'll tell you right off the bat, some of these pens are going to be Pen Club exclusives. So I'll kind of walk you through the idea that we're gonna do in terms of a launch. There is going to be a 24 to 48 hour early bird purchase period, kind of like a Kickstarter campaign where certain iterations will only be sold during that first 24 to 48 hours or until they sell out. So like the brass and copper add-ons for the pens are going to be some of those exclusive early birds. So what we have I'm going to work my way from left to right. From the far left, that is a slim frag retractable in matte red with a matte black push button and clip. That is that's going to be a Pen Club exclusive. Then there is the matte red with brass and a stainless steel clip. That one's going to be an early bird Pen Club exclusive. So it'll go up the first like 24 hours. We're only going to do 25 of those. And once the 25 are sold out, part of the reasoning behind this is I don't have as many brass and copper push button mechanisms over the amount of brass and copper pens that we made. So we're putting some on certain pens in certain colorways, and they're going to be released in smaller batches. The third pen is a standard sized matte gold and matte black ringed. And normally we don't do ringed in a matte finish, but we wanted to try this gold. It's a very like kind of like BMX traditional, like 80s gold. It's like a dusty gold color. Next to that is the standard sized Hunter Orange Cerakote frag with the black, matte black. That one's going to be, those two are going to be standard releases to the website. Probably there's not going to be any early bird. They'll launch on the main day. There might be some discounted pricing for the first 24 hours, but they're going to be just standard releases. And then we have the matte teal ringed slim in all matte teal matching, and then the matte teal with the copper. And that one, the copper version, will be an early bird. I think we're going to have like 25 or 30 of those based off the number of click mechanisms that I have in stock. So during the initial launch, some of these will be only available to the Pen Club. Some will be on the main website, and then there'll be a further period of like early purchasing. Yeah, when I say like brass and copper, they're made out of brass or made out of copper. Like the copper ones are machined out of tellurium copper, and they're not aluminum and then copper brass plated. They're machined straight from the same material that we do our brass and copper pens. So C360 brass on the brass, tellurium copper on the copper. So they're just all machined from that. So they're, generally speaking, there'll be a little bit of an upcharge for the brass and copper versions, like $5 for the brass and $10 for the copper. But otherwise, it's just kind of like an aesthetics, like the copper matches. If you just wait, Chris, just wait. I'm gonna switch trays now, real quick. So we're gonna take this tray away, and then we're gonna show off the next version. So like this, Ian. Okay, so these are like the stars of the show. Stars of the show. Like this is what this release is about. This is the reason that we did this release. The clips are only stainless steel. It's just So the reason that we're not doing the clips Yeah, so Alex, so the middle ones are a standard size in terms of they match our pens. The ones on the outer side of the colored ones are a slim version, more of a traditional pencil diameter. So the reason that we didn't do clips in brass and copper is that stamped brass and copper clips like ours would not work. Copper would be way too soft. Brass might work, but also it's not really that. They would get really, really banged up. They would break. They're relatively brittle. We thought about plating them. But that's not ideal either, because the steel, when it's moved and it's a little bit springy, the plating will chip off. It's going to wear off over time. So we just went with for the brass and copper ones. For this version, we just went for the traditional stainless. Plus, they're meant to match the brass and copper pens, except for the click mechanisms. All right, so let me walk through the brass and copper real quick. I'm not sure if you can see on these. So these are serial. Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can get it. Autofocus is such a pain in the ass. So I'm not sure if you can see. These have been serial numbered. This one says 25 of 25 and then has a small F on it. They're the same click mechanism. They're just the same click mechanism. They're just made out of brass and copper. Can you hear me now? I was moved away from the microphone. I apologize while I was lifting that up. So there's going to be the initial release of these 4 versions. So there's a frag version, a ringed version of both the brass and the copper. So it's 4 total altogether, 4 different versions. So this is a frag, this is the ringed, this one's ringed, and this one's frag. So there's the first 25 of each of those has been serial numbered, and so that initial release, once those serial numbered ones are done, what will happen after that is the next brass and copper purchase pages will give you the option to purchase like you're seeing here. They just won't have the serial number, or to be able to customize and swap out the copper or brass knob or push button mechanisms with a black knob and a black clip, a black push button. So we've shown some of the black on copper and black on brass. We've teased those before. That will be a purchase option separate from these first 25 of each serial numbered. So basically the first 25 that we pulled off the machines, that we polished and shined and inspected, we've basically serial numbered all of those. They're going to be purchased in the early bird. They're going to have a little bit of, I don't know, they're more exclusive, whatever you want to say. It's just the first 25 that we put together of each one. So we put the serial number under the clip. They're lasered into there, so you can, if you're into that type of thing, we have people that ask us to serial number pens. Why haven't we done it, except for like one of the decagraphs was serial numbered and a few of the vertexes. We went ahead and did it on these because as we were putting together the first 25, it was just, we were testing serial numbers on the machine at the time, and we went ahead and just lasered them on here. So the first 25 of each of these iterations, these 4, will have the serial number under the clip. And then once we move over, those sell out. The page will basically refresh, and going forward after that, you'll be able to customize either this look with the brass on brass or copper on copper, or you can pick, I don't know if I actually have one in here. I don't right now. You'll be able to pick a black knob and a black clip with your brass pen, or something like that. That'll be basically your 2 options, will be the full brass, or you'll have a black version. I don't have any, actually, Do I have any? I don't actually have any photos either. Otherwise, I would just do a screen share and you can see some of the photos that were done. So those are the main versions of the brass and copper. They're only in the standard, the larger diameter pen that matches the current Retract. We don't have the slim versions. We don't plan on making any slim versions just because the slim version pens don't sell as well as the standard versions do for whatever reason. I assumed it would be the other way around. I was wrong. We do have several other colors that will be available. The anodized aluminum versions besides the 6 that I showed. We have some light green pens that are going to be paired with dark gray and or copper knobs. Then we have some matte gray with red knobs in both sizes. I can't remember what other colors we have, but basically when we do the relaunch, we're also going to be discounting some of the current stuff in stock, just kind of like it's going to be kind of like our own like Kickstarter launch. And so we don't have a tie version of this pen. Or of the retractable. I'm not sure that we ever will. We barely just got we ordered titanium months ago and it came in on Monday. And that was for pens. It's taking us forever to get the type of titanium and the diameter, and we have to get it specially ground. It's taking us forever to get it. So we don't have any plans to do this in titanium until the next manufacturing run. So this week is going to be, we're going to launch these. Like I said before, we'll have, I'm going to pull this back to me. Like I said before, we're going to have a 24 to 48 hour, depending on how quickly I can get them up, early bird pricing. Solid gold or lead. Aaron, I don't think, well, number one, you can't machine gold. So it would have to be like gold inlay, or you can machine sterling silver, and we've been asked to do that in the past. We just never have. I doubt we'll ever do lead. We might do some other metals, but we don't have any plans to add those right now. Nick asks which would give you the better grip. I prefer just the ringed version myself. Like I like the frag version too, but like the ringed version is enough for me. But I don't have a problem with any of our pens or pencils in terms of like my standard. When I'm not using a fountain pen, my standard is the regular bolt, is the run of the mill regular bolt. So I don't really have a preference in terms of grip profile. But if I were to pick one, I would pick the ringed one for sure. Yeah, I use my standard. This is my titanium bolt, just standard titanium bolt. I like the regular profile. So I don't know. I don't think we'll ever work in zirconium. We got asked that the last 2 live streams, and it's just a fire hazard. I don't think Bill wants to sacrifice $175,000 mill to zirconium that we'd have to sell each pen for $300 because that's what the market has priced them at. So I'm not going to say never, but it's likely not going to happen. If we were to work in any precious metals, so here's the thing. If we were to do anything with precious metals, it would be making something that would then be sent to, making a base of something that would then be sent to like somebody who works in precious metals, and they would basically do the finishing. And we might not even sell those. It might be in a collaboration with them, and they would sell the end product and not us. So. The only reason that we didn't do fluted, Michael, on the pencils is because the pencil mechanism has to thread into the pin itself, and and the machining of the flutes, there's not a lot of meat there between the flute machining and those threads, so it just wasn't something we could do with the pencils. Dragon skin's out of the question with the pencils unless we move the dragon skin way up the grip. Like if we did these with dragon skin, you'd have to have dragon skin like starting like up here. There wouldn't be any down here. It would be way up here. So it's probably not something we're going to do. Cool bundles coming up with... So Alex asks, any new cool bundles coming up with fountain pens? Okay, so what kind of bundles do you mean? Like 2 fountain pens together? Like you got to give me a little more than that, because we've done a lot of different fountain pen bundles. I have a really cool one that I don't really want to that I'm not ready to release to the public yet, that I've run by Bill. That's going to be will be, if we do it, will be our most premium fountain pen offering that we've ever done. It'll be a bundle, so it won't be one fountain pen. It would be 2 fountain pens, and somewhere around the $500 to $750 mark. A fountain pen and a pencil. I haven't given that a thought, but it's definitely something we could do. I could look at some pairings and potentially find something that would work together in terms of a fountain pen and pencil pairing, but it would likely be something like the retractable, like in black with a brass knob, and then like a fountain K or an ink in brass with a black grip, or something like that, or vice versa. So it's something we could do. I haven't really thought about it because they don't match, so I don't know if people would even really... I've never even thought people would want that, but yeah, we could potentially do something like that. Alex, we have thought about doing some fountain pen and inks again, and some fountain pens with some custom rickshaw cases and stuff like that. It's just been a little bit difficult right now to get stuff done. Like, we're really busy, and planning out has been a pain in the ass. Jason asks, are there any pocket pens coming? Yes, potentially, hopefully, maybe. We're working on a new design. It's not going to be until sometime next year. We have to prototype it still. It's basically pen and paper drawing only. Michael asked about Damascus. I don't think we'll ever work with Damascus on a pen or a pencil. If we put Damascus on something, it would be on a non-writing instrument. Titanium models. John asked about upcoming titanium models. Like, the next thing we do in titanium would be to go back to the bolt, because we're out of titanium bolts, and to also do the Vertex out of titanium are probably the next 2, and then the Retract out of titanium. So that would be the next couple ones. I'll give you guys a hint in terms of... I'm just going to give you a hint. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is in terms of the fountain pen set. It would be based around a literary character that's in the public domain, and it would be a 2-pen set with a custom printed work that features that literary character, that we would basically get printed, and that would come with the set. That's as much of a hint as I'm willing to give you guys at this point in time. So it's a public domain character, not something we have to pay for. So it's something that's in the public domain that anybody can use, and it would have a reprinting, a custom reprinting of a work that is also featuring that character in the public domain. So there's a whole bunch of them. You can guess to your heart's content. Alice in Wonderland, Winnie the Pooh, Alan Quatermain. There's a whole bunch of them. So you can keep guessing and guessing at Blackbeard. Guess and guess away all you want. So I'm not going to confirm or deny. Those are my guesses. Aaron, that would actually be a really good set. I love those characters. Like, favorite movies, favorite books, super, super awesome idea. Are they in the public domain? I'm gonna have to look that up, because if they are, you've just given me a really good idea for a second set, because that's not the set. Matt asked, any new pattern on the pipeline for the grips? So basically the patterns for the grips are 100% all up to Josh, our shop foreman. Right now he's focused on multiple other projects. And so the grip profiles have kind of taken a backseat to the two or three projects that he's really working on getting done before the end of the year. So if we do more grip profile changes or additions, it will be probably in 2023. Kevin asks, any plans for a pocket knife? Yes. That's as much as you're going to get from me. Yes. We'll just say yes, we're looking at potentially we're looking at utility knives, fixed blade knives, and pocket knives. So doing our own version of one or all of those and doing the research and stuff like that. So that is a possibility, which is why I didn't say didn't say anything about using Damascus for pens or pencils. It's not something we would do for writing instruments. If we do anything in knives, it would be something we would use that material with knives eventually, not in the beginning. I knew when he died, but I know that some families have continued to renew rights for specific written works and stuff like that. So I didn't know if that was one of the situations where his works were in the public domain or not. So let's see. I'm trying to think what else I had on deck to talk about. I didn't make a list today because I didn't know if we were actually going to be able to talk about everything or anything. You're going to have to give us, okay, so to briefly go over, our normal holiday releases are not going to be in the normal holiday fashion. Normally we do some ultra black items for Black Friday, and then either right before that or right after that we do our anniversary release. Almost all of that stuff is going to get pushed into December. We just can't get stuff back from Anodize fast enough. So if you've if you follow us enough and know, like, hey, they release ultra black stuff on Black Friday as the Black Friday big release, just understand that that's probably not, that is very unlikely that that's going to happen this year. I don't know what, outside of this big pencil push and then a few more vertexes, I don't know what we're going to actually have to release next week. Maybe some Cerakote pens. I'm not sure. We've had stuff out at Cerakote anodized for a while, and it's just taking a long time to get back. So there's a possibility of us really just focusing on the current product that we have now, doing a big sale like we normally do, doing some bundles, like doing a whole bunch of bundles, bundling basically all kinds of items that we don't normally do, doing a big reductions and stuff like that. So that's kind of where we're at in terms of like the Black Friday holiday stuff. A lot of people are doing like full month-long sales and stuff like that, and it's just like, I'm not sure that was anything that we would ever do, just because it's kind of, I don't know, we have stuff to release and then we just kind of do a big sale. So Ian asked, did you receive any cool product ideas from the survey? So the knives and a larger size fountain pen were kind of like the top items. It was like the knife questions were all at the top, and then a larger size fountain pen, and then the subscription box were all kind of like at the top of the questions. Like, so that's kind of where it led. Colin, any cool EDK flavors coming up? I don't know off the top of my head what we're doing in terms of EDKs. We're out of a lot of the EDKs except for the standard. Like, I don't have any fluted, and I don't have any dragon skin EDK stuff sitting. We sold like all of it. So whatever we would have would be relegated to those. We might do some big sales or some color combinations. I don't know, but I haven't really planned on that right now. So, Ernie, any plans to re-release any of the cars? It's not going to happen before the end of the year. We don't have enough mill time. They're on the list to do our new version of the cars, of the speedsters. Excuse me. So yes, we do want to do them. It's not going to happen in 2022. Church Boy, will anodized gray and Cerakote gray be making a permanent comeback next year? Wet cement gray is a hot color right now. So I'm pretty sure that I have at least one, if not two, pens at Cerakote right now for the gray. We've got some darker gray pencils that are going to be released. And I'm going to do more of the gray frag EDKs and likely do gray frag bolts next year. We're going to do a lot of gray stuff. Gray's always been a popular color. I just try to give it a little bit of a break before we do more of it. Chris, you mentioned going back to making things out of titanium ink. It's on the list. That the ink is on the list too. The biggest reason that we're waiting on that one is due to the way that we have to machine the area for the clip. We have to buy special tooling to do that, and it's probably going to have to be done in a mill and not in the lathe. We have various colors of Render K back in stock. Hopefully, like, I have the Render K pens done. They're at the anodizer. I just need to get them back in stock, like back here, so that we can put them back up on. I have like I think I have 3,000 of them. So yes, hopefully before Christmas. Like, that's the goal. Colin. Yeah, that would be extremely expensive. We don't even have any. I think we only have one mega cube in stock right now, and then we're out of stock again, and we have to make more. So the next batch of mega cubes isn't going to be until 2023. Michael, you'd have to email me specifications in terms of limited number that you wanted to purchase. So, or just tell me like, because it's possible as long as I can get the colors. I've done custom colorways for people before. Most of the time when it was like a company doing it for their like release or something like that. 100? Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I mean, if I can get the colors that you're looking for and I have the pens that you want, then we've done as low as 25. It's just, you know, for 100, I would definitely do it. Yeah, just shoot me an email, paul@kariscustoms.com, and give me the details, and I can let you know what we can do for you and how. I mean, I can give you an ETA, but it's the anodize is out of my hands. The Cerakote's out of my hands. That's all on our vendors, so I can kind of give you an idea. But it's like, oh well, then yeah. So yeah, email me with the specifics. I'll give you the breakdown. I'll tell you breakdown in terms of like bulk pricing. For 100, it's probably going to be like 35-40% off. Okay, so Jason, are you talking about the new one? Like the new one that we just released this past yesterday, or were you talking about a different one? Let's see. Aaron, whatever happened to the Starliner? It's a good little pen. So the Starliner is pending. The Starliner and Galaxy pens are pending a redesign and a relaunch. We literally lost 50 to 60% of the production pens to bad material. That was, once we anodized it, it was pitted. We couldn't sell it. And due to that fact and a really lackluster response to those pens in terms of like, we thought that a $45 and a $55 pen would be like blow off the shelves. And they didn't. It was like, well, since we lost 50% of this batch and since they took us forever to sell through, we're not going to put them at the top of the list to redesign. So now that there's some that are getting resold and changing hands and people are finding them at pen shows and being like, oh my gosh, this pen is amazing. Like maybe we'll do it again. People like you that like them. So here's the thing. People like you that like them are in the vast minority of the people that contacted us and complained left, right, and center about them. My cap rattles and it wiggles around and this and that and like all these different like issues. And I'm like, it's a $45 pen with a slip cap. It's made out of aluminum. We were trying to do like a budget pen that somebody that has, well, I mean, the small version, the Galaxy, was $40. So if somebody can save $20 from this check and $20 from the next check, they could buy a $40 machine pen if they really like our pen. So that was the goal. And so for us to get as much negative feedback on the pens themselves, was a little bit disheartening too. It was almost universal, the emails that we received. Every time somebody would talk to us in person about it, they'd be like, oh my God, this pen is amazing. Why don't you make any more? And every single email was just, I need to return my pen. I don't like this pen. Why does it do this? Why does it do that? And we were just like, well, it needs a redesign. Brad, I know it's a long shot, but is there a chance of the bar stock K series coming back for a short run? I highly doubt it. I mean, maybe I could convince Bill to do another run of them. They're relatively easy for us to do, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. But it wouldn't be for another like 9 or 10 months just based off of production schedules. We just finished render Ks, so we wouldn't tool up for them again. I can go grab one real quick. Jason, just give me a second. Let me answer a few more questions. I'll run and grab one, and then I'll show you guys. Then we'll have to kind of wrap it up. Let me read through the rest of these questions. Did you show the vertexes? Okay. I'm looking, Jason, I'm looking at potentially redoing that entire spreadsheet as some type of form that doesn't, images don't embed into that form well at all. I could put links to images that were hosted externally, and that's might be what I do, or a couple other people like had other ideas. Let me go grab the Pen Day Vertex and the one we released yesterday, so that you guys can see those. And then while I'm doing that, if you haven't completed the giveaway form at the top, please do that, and I'll be right back. Okay. Let's see here. Andrew asks if there's going to be an EDK with a titanium fluted grip. Potentially, it's not something we're going to do until the next run of titanium EDKs, which is going to be sometime next year. Sourcing Ian, about the retractable erasers, sourcing those erasers is a literal pain in the ass. Okay, so here are the two. Boy, this light blows these out. It's not any better. Okay, so here are the two last vertexes we released. The Fountain Pen Day Vertex on the right, and the one we released yesterday on the left. So the blue is absolutely amazing. It's like kind of like water with gold. Like it literally like looks like swirls of water in it. I don't know if it's even easier to kind of see here. Probably not. Plus I'm going to drop it, but it's just a gorgeous, like, I don't know. I can try zooming in over here, I guess, a little bit better so you can see it. So yeah, they're really, really beautiful pens. There's a lot of nice color to them. With the semi-transparent resin that she used, it's totally different, something completely new. She's used it intermixed some transparent resins in the past, but this is kind of like the first one she really went for. And then using the gold flake in it was new. We tested gold flake in a whole bunch of older versions and just didn't like the way that it turned out. And it actually turned out awesome in this pen. Awesome. So, yeah, it's a fantastic looking pen. We weren't really going for anything beyond our own. So let me rephrase that. The blue one, I try to have very little input in what Zoe does. I don't want to impact her creativity process. Even when I bring her basic ideas of, hey, I want to do something like X with X colors, I leave the decisions in terms of how she does that up to her. And this was not one that I had any input on. This was something she had. Now, I don't know if Zoe's not a pen collector. I don't know if she's ever seen Bennu pens. I would highly doubt it. She doesn't spend a lot of time on like pen Instagrams or stuff like that. So there is that. So I don't know that we're not like trying to, steal anybody's ideas or anything like that. I think the process was more just like, we're going to leave her to do whatever she wants to do. It does have a lot of the same vibes as some of the Bennu pens. They do a lot of very dazzly, sparkly colors and stuff like that. So this is kind of the first one that she's really done that had that type of flair to it, like really out there. So she's doing a lot of different things. She's doing a lot of different test things. Really excited to see some of the sets that she's doing, that she's doing on her own. But yeah, she's, getting better and better the more that she does. So, all right, so let's, we'll run the giveaway. We'll do first, second, and third place. We'll give away a copper pen, first place, brass, or a copper pencil, brass pencil, second place, and then, I don't know, do like the orange one for the third place winner. Let me get in here. If you haven't, you got like 2 seconds to finish completing the form that's pinned to the top. Otherwise, forever hold your peace. I'm going to shut down. Ooh. I'm going to shut down the form here in a second. Okay. Should have put a note on here not to fill it out more than once. Did any of you fill it out more than once? Oh, double fill outs. Double fill outs. Guys. All right. Oh. Let's see here. Okay. No, I'm looking at the email addresses, Ian. I know there's 2 McDermotts. I wasn't going to shortchange y'all. Uh-oh, 2 more responses. Let me make sure I got everybody. All right. Turning it off. What's a good round number? We're going to run the randomizer 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to do it differently than I had originally said. The first place winner gets to pick their pencil. So I'm going to switch over to I'm going to switch over from my face. We're going to do zoom out. All right. So the first place gets to pick which one they want. Brass, copper, or the orange. So in first place is, oh boy, I gotta look up your guys's. First place, Nick Speed. I don't see a Nick Speed. I see a Jared Speed. Are there 2 Speeds in here? Nick Speed, are you in the chat? If not, I will email you, which sucks because now I can't. I figured everybody was here still. Did I lose everybody? Nobody's commenting? Sweet. All right, well, we'll move to second place. Mr. Nick Speed had to leave. Second place, Alex Pilgrim. Second place. So you're going to get to pick first. So, Alex, let me know which one you want. I know the rest of y'all are here. So yeah, Alex, let me know which one you want, and then I'll go to the next person on the list. Do you want me to have the third person pick? Oh, hey, there you. Well, Nick or Jared, if you're the same guy, you get to pick first, and maybe that'll help. Wow, this is taking far too long. Okay, Jared, Nick, Jared. Oh, okay. So Alex gets the orange. Jared, Nick, Jared. Since you took forever, let me know which one you want. Nick, Jared, Nick. Mr. Speedo. If you want an orange one, I'll give you an orange one. Like I have a whole bunch of the orange ones. And somebody asked about blue up above, so. Oh my gosh. All right, so the third winner is Mara Christian. So those are the three winners. Nick Speed, Alex Pilgrim, and Mara Christian. Three winners. Let me know which ones you want and email me. Email the first Nick was Nick Speed. Sorry, Nick. Since there's more than one Nick, I didn't realize that. It was Nick Speed. This took far too long to get done. All right, so I got a brass for Nick, and I got an orange for Alex. Okay, somebody asked how many blue we made. Jared, can you tell me how many blue ones did y'all make? Are you talking about the blue fountain pens? That's the last question I'm going to answer before I close this out and wrap this up. If you're talking about the fountain pens, yes, Mara, that means you get the fountain, you get the copper one. So, yeah. I'm glad it was fun for somebody. Jared, are you still here? I'm trying to answer your question before I close this all out. I feel like Jared is doing 5 or 6 different things right now. Maybe driving or not even paying attention to the stream. Jared, if you were talking about the blue pens, we made 45 of them. Many of them have sold. We don't have very many of them left. We have even fewer of the Fountain Pen Day ones. So, yes, Ian, this one right here. All ranks by vets for vets, batch number 2. I didn't open it yesterday for Veterans Day because I forgot I had it. So I decided to open it today and taste it on the live stream. It is quite good. All right, guys and gals and everybody and pen people. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, and we will see you next time. Yes, I am a veteran. I do recommend it if you can find a bottle of it. Absolutely. It's actually one of my... It was a little bit weird on the first sip, but it opened up quite nicely. So, yeah. Nice. We had a way bigger response, based off of the YouTube numbers, on Saturday than on Friday. So it's possible going forward I might do a Saturday live stream a little bit earlier in the day instead of a Friday live stream. Just because there's way more of you right now than we have normally. So congratulations to all the winners. Have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. We'll circle back next month and do another amazing, wonderful live stream, maybe on a Saturday. I don't know. We'll figure it out. If you're in the market for a pencil this week, it's going to happen. Also, if you want either of those Vertexes and you have not purchased them, you should probably get on it. They're probably going to sell out soon. All right. Talk to everybody soon. Be safe. Have a good one. If you have any questions or any concerns or anything else, you can always email me. You can comment after the live stream. We get notifications if you comment on a live stream after we've closed it. Or you can contact us on any of our social media, as always. Please like and subscribe. It really helps me know that we're actually reaching people and that the message and everything that we have to share is valid. Other than that, everybody, until next time, talk to you soon. Bye.